Michelle Obama, First Mom, by Carol Boston Rutherford, illustrated by Robert T. Barrett. Growing up on Chicago's South Side, Michelle did not know that her ancestors were slaves, or that her grandfather, a carpenter, was barred from joining a union because he was black, or that whites were fleeing South Shore because they didn't want black neighbors. What Michelle did know was that her mother stayed home with her and her big brother, Craig, while her father worked the swing shift as a pump operator for the city, and that the family had dinner together every evening, and that she and Craig could watch 1 hour of television on school nights. Michelle did not mind the cramped apartment that her close-knit family shared. Her parents had divided the living room into 3 spaces, separate bedrooms for sister and brother, and a study nook. That was ample space for them to know how important they were to their parents. What Michelle sensed early on was the value of education. Her parents taught her to read by age 4. Like Craig, she skipped 2nd grade. She took piano lessons from a great aunt who lived downstairs, but Michelle practiced so long that her mother had to tell her when to stop. The Robinson household was not all work, though. Michelle played with Barbie dolls and an easy-bake oven. With Craig, she played office and chess. Saturday nights, the family played board games like Chinese checkers, but Michelle hated losing. Sometimes Craig let her win at Monopoly just so she'd keep playing with him. What her father refused to give in to was poor health. At age 30, he found out he had multiple sclerosis. Michelle was a baby then, too young to know the toll the disease would take. A former swimmer and boxer, Fraser Robinson, kept working, even after he needed 2 canes to cross the street. He never complained. Never. Just as he pushed himself past suffering, Fraser and his wife, Marion, pushed their children to work hard, reach high. In 6th grade, Michelle was picked for her school's gifted class. That meant studying French and dissecting rodents in a special biology class held at a college. In middle school, she graduated 2nd in her class, salutatorian. What Michelle could not ignore were the changes around her. Beyond the safe haven of her family's tiny apartment, poverty and crime plagued the working-class neighborhood. To keep from getting bullied on the way home from school, Michelle used a different kind of smarts, appearing to be tough, even though she was scared on the inside. At age 13, Michelle had the guts and the grades to attend a school miles away from home. She rode a bus and an L train, even on wintry days. Whitney M. Young Magnet High School attracted the city's best and brightest students, and Michelle shone. Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Student Council Treasurer. What she wanted more than anything was to follow her brother Craig to Princeton University. Michelle was not deterred when a school counselor said her test scores were too low for an Ivy League school. She knew that she had what it took. She figured if Craig could get in, so could she, and she was right. After Princeton, she went on to Harvard Law School and was hired by one of Chicago's top law firms. She broke her own rule by dating coworkers when a summer associate she was mentoring would not take no for an answer. A year after losing her father, her hero, Michelle wed Barack Obama. What she knew from the start was that she and Barack shared not just love, but also a desire to uplift others. That desire led her from law to public service to become an executive at City Hall, a university, and a hospital, even though she and Barack both owed college loans. That same spirit led him to run for the state senate. What Michelle vows is that she is a mother first and a first lady second. She may be Barack's rock, but she is her daughter's whole world, at least for now. Why we look up to her is not because she is stunning and stylish at nearly 6 feet tall, but because she is a walking, talking American success story, and that we salute.